2 hours and 25 minutes drive from Athens, perched at 1700 meter base with a peak of 2,325 meters on Chelmos Mountain. You're watching the Resort Report. Kalavrita boasts 313 acres of skiable terrain, which sounds impressive until you realize only about 13% of it might actually challenge you. That's assuming that you can access it, because here's the thing about those 8 lifts, they're more theoretical than practical. Picture this, perfect powder day, blue skies, and lifts sitting idle because, well, who needs staff when you've got Instagram opportunities? The employees who did show up have the enthusiasm of someone who just found out they're working double shifts for the entire season. For about €30, you'll get a day pass to experience a surprisingly modern gondola, the resort's one consistent flex, a mythical 6-seated chairlift that's about as reliable as Zeus's marriage vows, 5 surface lifts that will make you question your life choices, and 1 baby rope that's probably the most honest piece of equipment on the mountain. The terrain breakdown is 47% intermediate slopes, 39% beginner terrain, and 13% expert runs, which is only accessible by the top lifts. Want the authentic Kalavrita experience? Show up at noon when the real show begins. Watch in amazement as the parking lot transforms into a Mediterranean festival of chaos, complete with cars attempting the impossible without snow chains. Inside the chalet, witness the ultimate Greek social phenomenon. Hundreds of non-skiers who drove 2 hours just to pay €5 for a coffee and perfect their selfie game. Looking for that work-life balance? Good luck finding the co-working space in town. The connectivity is about as reliable as the lift schedule, and the public Wi-Fi doesn't exist. The terrain park is like Odysseus. Everybody talks about it, but nobody's really sure if they've seen it. At least at the start of the season. If you're desperate for airtime, there's always those surprise features on the drive up. If you need ski lessons, they've got 3 schools offering private sessions starting at €50 per hour. Group lessons are cheaper, but like everything else here, they're upon availability. During my experience, the snow was heavy and wet powder. Great for knocking someone out in a snowboard fight, but terrible for carving. Kinda like skiing through tzatziki. If you're into snowmobiling, €50 gets you a guided hour-long tour. It's probably the most reliable way to move around the mountain. The resort's approach for signage is basically every journey is a discovery. And when you discover a toilet seat, the excitement gets real. The good news, the village of Kalavrita is genuinely charming, with enough restaurants and bars to help you forget about that binding that nobody would fix. The après-ski is 20 minutes away. The food is delicious, and if you're lucky, you might even find a place to sit between 1:30 and 4 p.m. when the entire village apparently decides to eat simultaneously. Want to stay overnight? Hope you've got €200 plus for peak season accommodations. But don't worry, there's cheap eats to balance out your budget, assuming that you can find them through the crowd of people doing their best influencer expressions. There's supposedly night skiing on 1 slope, but unfortunately we didn't get to experience it. It could be great mixed with a terrain park. Kalavrita is exactly what you'd get if you asked ChatGPT to design a ski resort. Technically, all the components are there, but they just don't work together as intended. At least Souvlaki is good, the village is gorgeous, and if you're really into cultural experience, you can fantasize about having a wedding here just so you can smash some plates. Today's video is sponsored by Shred Index, the only ski resort ranking platform that actually tells it like it is. While I'm out here suffering through tzatziki, thick powder, and mythical chairlifts, Shred Index is crunching real data on all 6,228 ski resorts worldwide, just to help you avoid my mistakes. Assuming the database doesn't take its own Greek-style lunch break. Want to find the deepest heli skiing in Asia? Or the highest peaks in Switzerland? Or maybe you're desperate enough to search for the least depressing dry slope in England. Shred Index lets you filter and sort by anything you can imagine. Well, I need to go find a taverna that still has a toilet seat attached. Until next time, keep it deep.